Hey guys, I'm checking in with you on a rainy isolation day. You know what I thought of this morning? I thought about Gilligan's Island for some reason. Do you remember that on that show, they left on a 3-hour tour, and 3 seasons later, they are still stuck on that same deserted island? I felt a little bit like that when I turned on the TV this morning and heard that perhaps our isolation period is going to be a little longer than I at least had expected. But what about the Israelites? I thought about them too. They left on what would have been or should have been an 11-day journey. And 40 years later, they are still wandering in that same deserted wilderness. If you want to call it their time of isolation, it was a long one. 40 years. How depressing would that be? But you know what I found when I went back and kind of looked over their story? Right in the middle of their isolation period, God gives them a blessing. Now, I'm going to read you that blessing, and I know you've heard it before, but possibly you didn't realize it came right in the middle of their 40 years of wandering. Here it is. It's found in Numbers chapter 6, verses 24 through 26, and it says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace." Did you know that that was God's blessing right in the middle of the isolation of the 40 years of wandering for the Israelites? And I got to thinking about all the blessings that I have right here in the middle of this isolation. So I decided to do something, and I want you to join me. I went and got my journal, and I wrote down the blessings of the isolation 2020, and I started listing. I cannot tell you how many I already have. One of them, the first one I wrote down, happened yesterday. I got to know my neighbor better. And that seems a little odd because in the middle of an isolation period, you wouldn't think you'd get to know anybody. But usually when I see her, I'm like, "Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Gotta run." She's the same way. We both have different places we have to be. But not yesterday. Neither of us had an appointment, and we stood on each side of the hedge, and we visited for 30 minutes, and it was wonderful. Another one, I'm going to be transparent and honest with you. I absolutely love wearing yoga pants every single day. I'm just going to be honest, I do. In fact, I fear a little bit of the transition back into regular clothes. So here is maybe a challenge or an opportunity for somebody out there who's very creative. How about designing a pair of dressy church-going yoga pants? I'll be your very first customer. So guys, here's what you're going to do. Start listing those blessings. That's just 2 of mine. There are many more. I'd love to hear from you. Email me your blessings at rita@cocgh.org and let me hear what your blessings are. And they will be there because you know what? The same blessing God gave the Israelites applies to us. The Lord will bless us. The Lord will keep us. The Lord will make his face shine upon us, and the Lord will be gracious unto us. He will lift up his countenance upon us, and he will give us peace. Love you all.